Hi guys, I'm so glad you could find time to join me today on this YouTube channel. My name is Anna Ndavukindeda, Migrant Doctor Mom. And if you're new to this channel or you're watching me for the very first time, please feel welcome. Anna is basically a mom, a wife, a daughter, a migrant, a doctor by profession, and she just mainly talks about issues that affect her and issues that affect everyday today life of a mom, a doctor, a migrant, and anything else in between, including issues faith. So if you are watching me for the very first time, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification tab so that each time I roll out videos, you're the first one to know, and that you're listening and you can share with your friends and family. If you are an oldie here, you've been here before, you're my subscriber, thank you so much. Thank you for your ongoing support. Thank you for the many DMs, and thank you for the love that you guys have shown. I am so glad that you're part of this journey. So guys, guess what? Today is Mother's Day. Today is Mother's Day, and I am so excited. And today, this topic is basically to honor our moms, to honor every mom out there, my own mom, Elizabeth, my mother in law, Rachel, and all my siblings, my friends, every woman out there that is breaking their backs, every woman out there that is working so hard to be the best version of themselves, to be the best mom to their children, and even to other children across them. Thank you so much. So today, sit back and just relax as we engage on this topic. And let's just loosen up and have some fun today, because guess what? It's Mother's Day. And it only comes once a year. But guess what? We are moms every time, every second, every minute. It never leaves us. Okay? So you guys know motherhood is special. It's, I think, for every mom, I don't know. Um, I'm speaking for myself and all the mothers I've seen in labor room. Every time a child comes forth, there's usually so much joy. And most times they are tears. They are, it's just the most precious time, I guess, of being a mom, whether you're a young mom, you're a middle-aged mom, you're a late mom, and stuff like that. So it's basically a special moment, or a special, thing to be a mom. But at the same time, it's challenging. It has its own shares of challenges. Being a newborn, new time mom or first time mom, those days that you stay up late at night watching over your kids, they're crying with colic, you want to pull your hair off. But by and large, it's just a very special moment of our lives as mom, very special moments of our lives as moms. So and I couldn't say it any better. Being a mom is special yet challenging, but rewarding at the end of it all. And for me, I see motherhood as just the fact that I am just a steward. These three kids that God has graciously blessed us with, my older one, my middle one, and my younger one, the different phases of their lives, early adulthood, teenagehood, and younger age. It's just such a precious thing, and I know that I'm just a steward, and before long they'll be out of this house and and leading their lives. So I endeavor each day to impart the best that I can. But anyway, it's not about me today, it's about all of you moms. And so today, it's a beautiful day. Happy Mother's Day again and again. And I'm saying this because there's somebody out there that's not going to be wished a happy Mother's Day. People may not do very nice, fancy things to you, maybe because your kids are away, or, they just, life. So today, I just want you to feel really special. And I want you to pat yourself on the back, mainly because of the things that you do. You're being the best version of yourself. You're raising little humans who are going to change the world. And you're on your assignment. Okay? And these people are going to affect our next generation. And maybe some of them are already doing that. So I want you to pat yourself on your back each time you wake up at 4 a.m., you know, to go to Gikomba. You wake up at 4 a.m. to go out there and fend for your kids. Sometimes they're not even awake. You wake up early, you fix chai, you put it in a flask, and maybe prepare bread, and maybe there's no even bread, and you go out there to try and make ends meet. You go out there very early in the morning, you know, I would say this in Swahili, you ng'ang'ana na matatu and you unakimbizana kule. You just make sure that you're putting food on the table for your kids. I want you to pat yourself on the back. Even, I want you to pat yourself on the back as you scream at your children very early in the morning because you don't have a house help like us here in who live in Australia, and you don't have house help. I want you to pat yourself on the back even as you scream in the morning, rushing the kids along, as you prepare their sandwich bags and their brekkie and their crunch and sip and whatever they need for school, as you buckle them up, and even as you drive them to school. And you sometimes you even forget phones, you drop them, and you do all manner of things. I want you to pat yourself on the back. I also want you to pat yourself on the back every time you're helping out with homework. Not because you're not tired, not because you know, but because you're doing that which you are expected to do. But also because the kids will tell you that that's not how Mwalimu said, that's not how the teacher said, that's not how it's done. But still, you're being a teacher, you're helping them with their homework. I want you to pat yourself on the back. As you change that diaper late at night and your baby will just not go to sleep, you're a first-time mom, you don't even understand how this is working out. I want you to again pat yourself on the back and enjoy this Mother's Day because you're doing a good job. Okay? Also, even as you lack sleep, because every time you're awake at night, you're grumpy in the morning, your hair is not done, those that do makeup, your makeup's not done, mainly because you had a difficult night, because your toddler, because your newborn, because your child did not sleep. I want you to know they grow up so fast, and before you realize it, they're too big for you to carry them in your arms. You have to carry them on your back. Enjoy the process, and happy Mother's Day to you. And I also want to remember them that have kids that are going through a chronic illness or even a terminal illness, because you guys are nurses. You guys are in hospital every day. The hospital beds actually know you. They know you, every inch of your body. The hospital chairs know how you carve, because that's how much time you spend in hospital. And them that are also holding their terminally ill kids because they don't know whether they're going to be there in a month's time, in a few days' time. I want you to pat yourself on the back, because even in the midst of those difficult moments, you're being a mother, and you're being that somebody special to hold on to your child even as they breathe their last. I want you to pat yourself on the back, and I want to wish you a happy Mother's Day as well. As you prepare meals and you freeze them, because you don't even have time, because you have to go out and you freeze the meals, and people tell you, oh, you're not a good mom, you're not making fresh meals for your kids. I want you to pat yourself on the back, because that's the best version of you. And as long as you're doing it in the best interest of your children, happy Mother's Day. You're doing a good job. The single moms out there, to you single moms who toil every day, every morning, every night, who are there for the successes of your children when they cry, you're all there alone to hold their hands. I want you to know you're doing a very, very good job. In fact, you need a double applause, because you're doing a very, very good job. Yes, there are days that you will not feel like it. Yes, there are days you want to scream your head off. Yes, there are days that you want to curse the other parent. But I want you to hold on. Happy Mother's Day to you, because you're doing a very, very good job. Okay? And even as you pray for your children very, very early, even as you wake up to pray for your children, even as you carry them in your hearts every time, even as you cry for your children that have lost their way, they're into drugs, they're into prostitution, they're doing all the wrong things, and you are questioning, where did I go wrong? I still want you to pat yourself on the back and say, look, I did my part. And I want you to wish yourself a happy Mother's Day, because in the midst of it all, you brought forth a beautiful creature, And though beaten, happy Mother's Day. Okay. Lastly, even as you, as a mother, as you think about your sweet angels that have gone forth, that are not here with you, whether they were unborn or born, young or adult, happy Mother's Day to you. You may not understand it. You may not know how it happened. You may be, not even healed from it all. But I want you to know that your sweet angels are looking over you, and happy Mother's Day to you. So pat yourself on the back because you're doing a good job. They would not be where they are at the moment had you not been in their lives. So happy Mother's Day to you, my very own mother, Elizabeth, my mother-in-law, Rachel, all my spiritual moms, you know yourself, Monica, Adela, you know yourselves, okay? And all my siblings, all my friends, to you, my subscribers, happy Mother's Day to you. And just remember, you're doing a good job. So today's video is dedicated to all the moms, but more so our African moms. You know, you know, from my background, I was raised by an African mom, and today, this topic is just, it's just about me sharing my insights and my lessons, and I'm standing on the side of lessons learned from an African mom. And I just want you to sit back and relax and see that side of where we were raised from. So this is to you, all African moms, and to all of you that were raised by African moms. I know I have not covered everything, but the little that I've covered, I know you can identify with. So sit back and let's just go through a few things that our African moms did, and they did, said, and that have still linger on. And sometimes we are doing that without even realizing. These are the lessons from my own mother, from my own mom, Elizabeth. And yeah, happy Mother's Day, mom. So, African moms. African moms are hardworking. They can do anything. I was listening the other day to someone that was asking, I think it was Spice FM or something. They were talking about what does a woman bring to the table. And some people get offended when they are asked, what do you bring to the table? Our own mothers brought so much to the table. I mean, they were so hardworking. I remember I would see my mom wake up so early in the morning. She would be, she would fend for us. She would fix brekkie. She would take care of the cows as well. She would ensure that we are ready for school when we come back. We would go to school. Strangely, we never used to get late, but we go to school a bit of a distance and still come back home for lunch and go back. But always, every time, would find lunch prepared, breakfast chai would be ready, lunch would come back to eat ndizi, which is bananas, and then again in the evening, mom would always be there. And they would be so hardworking. I think I remember I saw mom, digging. Mom was a businesswoman. Mom was literally, and I know a lot of you African girls can identify with African, children can identify with our parents who are extremely hardworking. And despite them not working, blue collar, white collar jobs and the likes, they brought so much to the table. And I guess we are who we are, and the virtues of hard work that some of us really value are way, steered into us by our mothers. Okay. And the second thing is African moms are know-it-all. They believe they know everything, and so they will be your teachers. They will remind you of how well they did in school. Hey, mom. They will be your doctors. They will feel you and say, oh, this is malaria. They would feel your tummy and say, oh, this is this. And they would still be your fashion designers. I remember, one of my sisters, she, I'll just be honest, she's, anywho, she is, Esther is very beautiful, and my mom would tie her hair in a ponytail, and have her socks all done, and she would look so nice. Up to the fact that once, See, please forgive me. So after a certain point, she just got into to go to a choir, choir outreach just because she looked so good, and there's no way they would have told her not to go. Anyway, our moms were fashion designers, and at the same time, they were the interior decorators. Like our homes, I mean, if you're an African, child, your home, always has vitambas spread across the chairs, and quite interesting. Our mothers were know-it-alls. They still are know-it-alls. They will tell you all manner of things and still remind you a lot of things. Anyway, that's it for African moms. And the other thing again with African moms, they tend to be like walking banks. When we were growing up, and and mom would always have a little something tucked somewhere on her. It's either she will have it in this purse. You guys hear about purse strings. The doctors hear about purse strings, but you don't know how purse strings came to be. I'll tell you today. So purse strings is a little bag that you put a string at the top and you pull to close. So purse strings. It's like goes like that, and you pull. And I remember she would have some coins in there, and then she would put it she would put it under her breast. Hey, mom. And she would put it under her breast, and she would be a walking bank. So this is a purse, this is a little bag, and at the top there's a string. So you would pull it like that to make a purse string. And so she would put thank you, mom. She would put some money in there, and she would tie it, and guess where she would put it? Under her boobies. So walking bank. Hey, really, mom. And the other thing would be like, I remember when I was going to high school, those days, growing up in Africa, you can never be sure whether your money, you'll reach where you're going with your money sometimes. And I remember we were using public transport, and mom carried so much money. We didn't even know, me and dad didn't even know mama had that amount of money. So she carried a lot of money, and she tied it in a tie, and wrapped it around her waist, just in case we were mugged or something. They wouldn't find anything in her purse. So literally walking banks. Our moms were walking banks, and I think maybe they still are. I don't know, but I think with the technology and phones and stuff, they can put some money, in their M-Pesa and the likes. But walking banks, African moms. So the other thing that is funny is African moms can discipline you with their eyes. You know, there's that look. There's that look that. There's that look that your mother gives you, and you know what she's saying. So there's that look that is to tell you, don't do that. There's that look that she gives you, and it is to tell you, you cannot eat in that house, even when you. Even when you're very hungry, there's the look that you're given that you cannot even dare. You're asked, guess, do you tumepika this and this, we want to serve you. And then she says, no, we are good. And then she looks at it, and then they ask you, and she looks at you. And it's that eye that she gives you, that eye, and you're like, tuko sawa, tumeshiba, we are full. And yet you're so hungry. And then there's that look that she would give you. What's the other look? Let me refer. There's that look that she would give you, and that look tells you, get up, we're going. African moms can discipline you with their eyes. They're those eyes she gives you. There's that look that your mom gives you. If you're sitting across the room, you start arranging yourself. You start kujipanga. You start arranging yourself. If you are sitting kishagalabagal, you actually make your clothes and sit straight, because she's communicated just with her eyes. Anna, what are you doing? What do you think you're doing? Yeah, that's our African moms. I don't know if your mom gave you those looks, but I know my own moms and my mother-in-law give those eyes. Okay, so moms can also have, as I'm talking about, the fifth thing is, African moms, they have X-ray eyes. X-ray, an X-ray, the way an X-ray sees through you. They have X-ray eyes. They look at you and they see what is happening within you. I think more than once or twice, my mom has looked at me and said, "You're pregnant." And guess what? She's so right. Or there are those eyes that your mom looks at you and says, "Do you want to tell me what's bothering you?" You know, they have that capability. And I don't know if that's the same with you guys, but for me, for me, my mom has those eyes that are X-ray eyes. They see through you. Even now that I live overseas, I don't know whether it's just seriously. I sometimes think it's probably that sixth sense that mothers have. That sometimes she calls and says, "I feel like you're not okay," and stuff like that. Even up to date, she doesn't see me every day, but she will say, "There's something going on," and stuff like that. So yeah, kudos to our African moms. The sixth thing is African moms are the best cheerleaders. Yes, they are disciplinarians as well. But today, I just want to say they are your biggest cheerleaders. I think I've said this to a few of my friends and a few people that know me. My mom has always been our biggest cheerleader, growing up, going to high school. I've never seen a selfless lady like mama. So she would, and I'm sure all of you guys, and especially those who have been raised by African moms, you all have stories to tell. So today, please just allow me to tell mine so you remember. So I remind you, even as you celebrate Mother's Day, what mothers can do. So you know end of and she would come visit, and I used to go to school very, very far away, from home, not very far away, but very quite far from home, and yeah, my Choxerians know mom would come because she would use the public means to come to school. So she would get to school about 4 in the evening, and she would have woken up very early to start the journey to come and see me. And mom would have brought her made chapatis and chicken, and she would have kept it. So by the time it's getting to me, it's a bit cold. It's a bit cold, but you just at that point you don't see it cold. You just see the warmth that is your mother. And every time she would come to meetings, and to you Choxerians, you may never know why we had one only visiting day, but that was probably courtesy of my mom, because she raised her hand and proposed once a term, visiting day, and a lot of other parents agreed, just because it was a big sacrifice for her to come all the way. And for that, we salute our mothers, because they did a lot for us, and they instilled that in us, and up to date we are grateful. So the seventh thing about African moms, they will send you things one by one. I don't know about your mom, but when my mom used to make for us chai, which is tea in the morning, she will send you to go bring majani, which is tea leaves. She would send you to go bring birika. She will send you to go bring milk. She will never tell you go bring tea leaves, sugar, thermos, which is thermos flask. She will send you one by one. Go bring the strainer, you come bring the strainer. Go bring the sugar, you come again. Go bring the thermos flask, you go and bring it. Go bring, so with time, you just learn to bring everything at once, because she will never send you all of them at once. She will keep sending you one by one, one by one, one by one. And to be honest, that used to be annoying, mom. It used to be annoying. Yeah, but that's just them. They tend to send you one by one. And even if they send you to the shops, they'll send you one thing, you come back, you're sent again, you come back, you're sent again, you come back. And the eighth thing is African moms tend to discipline you. You're raised by a community. So when we were growing up, we were raised by a community. And so your friend's mom would find you doing something wrong. She would discipline you. And then she will take you to your mom, who would again discipline you. Hey, you're disciplined by your friend's mom, and you're disciplined by your mom. So that way, when you're doing your stuff, you're aware that it's not only your mom that's watching, but it's another mom that's watching as well. So generally, Africans, we tended to be, growing up, I think we were brought up by entire, village. The entire village raised us, and we were expected to respect all of them. So the ninth thing that about African moms, they have the most interesting responses. I don't know about your mom, But my mom sometimes used to have, when we were growing up, she would have these sarcastic responses. So she would say, unalia, sasa unalia. That means, so you're crying, so you're crying. Eh? You're crying and I haven't even beaten you. You're crying, So the most sarcastic response. So she's seeing you crying, but then she's still asking you, unalia. And then sometimes they would say, nipate kama ninaenda chama, nipate kama mmechoma nyumba. Nipate kama. So basically, she's just saying you'll be in charge of the kitchen. Try and make sure that she comes back and find that the house is still intact. Instead of just saying it as is, please guys, take care of the house. When I come back, I want the house to be okay. She will say, nirudi nipate kama mmechoma nyumba. Sawa. It doesn't mean that she means literally that, but just those sarcastic responses. Or the other one, nipate mume nini, mjaosha mtoto, nipate mjaosha mtoto. Let me come back and find that you have not showered the child. Just say, mom, please just say, shower the child. When I come back, let me find that you've showered the child. So those are some of the funny things our African moms used to say. At least my mom used to say, And then you would sometimes get disciplined and expected to say thank you. You're disciplined. And then, ujasema, what are you supposed to say? You're supposed to say thank you for being disciplined. So these are just, some of the things that I look back and I laugh. And sometimes I don't know if I'm sure my kids will have a lot to say about me one day. And sometimes they do and joke that they may need therapy. But by and large, I think I, you know, we give it up to you, African moms. You're doing a good job. It's amazing that we were raised by such strong women. It's amazing that we ourselves are growing up to be, we are strong women, and we are raising kids that are going to be strong as well. So that's my side of the story about my mom and some of the African moms I know, my friends' moms, and just growing up and some of the things that we saw. And today we celebrate you, our moms. We celebrate you. We celebrate you because without you, we wouldn't be where we are today. We celebrate you because of the sacrifices that you made for us. We celebrate you because even up to today, you look out for us, you pray for us, you intercede on our behalf, and you just want us to be okay. So happy Mother's Day again. And if you haven't checked in on your mom, please do, and wish them happy Mother's Day from me as well. And and I love you all. God bless you. Thanks.